Within every one of us is a light, the light of power, purity, and truth. A light that we often ignore in the quest to understand ourselves and the world around us. Just imagine looking for the most valuable thing you can think of. It could be material or immaterial. Once I get this thing, I will finally be happy and at peace, you say to yourself. But what if this key to your happiness and inner tranquility has always been within you? What if that thing that you so earnestly chase after has always resided within you? That is the beautiful inner light gifted to us by the universe. While few people are aware of this light during their bright days, many come to understand that they have been surrounded by it their entire lives during their darkest hours. The true nature of who we are is revealed in these deep realizations that we like to spark and nurture in this channel. Please subscribe and begin the journey to our ideal self. All of us are consciousness and pure energy at our very essence. Our inherent light and brilliance are radiated by this energy. It connects us to the boundless and timeless, transcending the tangible and physical components of our existence. The first step to releasing the transforming force within is realizing this connection. Every person in the universe is an embodiment of both inner and exterior power. When we turn outward and watch the world around us, seeing ourselves primarily as physical beings in the outside world, we acknowledge our outer strength. On the other hand, when we look within, into the depths of our consciousness and realize who we really are, then is when our inner power, also called the light of consciousness, is revealed. The outside force dances with temptation, sings with creativity, and then dies in exasperation. The inner power manifests through concentration, meditation, and contemplation. While meditation purifies and reveals life's obstacles, concentration enables us to meet them with grace. Reflection cleverly turns life's obstacles into opportune moments for our inner selves, our inner guides. This is a light that you can harness to elevate your life. As you explore your awareness more fully, you start to see the special attributes that give your light its brilliant glow. Just like your fingerprints, your light is distinct. It is an expression of your uniqueness and ought to be honored as such. It has been shaped by your encounters, victories, and even failures. Your inner brightness is a dynamic force. It is a dynamic force that directs you during the course of your life. It whispers to you through intuition, pointing the way toward your true purpose. When you follow your passions and pay attention to your inner guidance, you will inevitably find yourself moving in the direction that speaks to your soul. Harnessing this power necessitates that you accept your individuality. Unconditionally love yourself, understanding that the key to realizing this everlasting source of light's full potential is self-acceptance. This is how the light of consciousness works. It's the place where you can transcend thought while still being awake and conscious. There's a wide field of consciousness that extends beyond thought. Before thoughts arise, there exists a brilliant world of consciousness that is awareness. Thoughts are a part of this consciousness light. Essentially, consciousness manifests itself as thoughts. It is profoundly significant to realize that you are this light. It's the one unwavering knowledge that you are aware of yourself. You cannot find this consciousness, the timeless essence of who you are, any other way. You cannot become the consciousness's observer, nor can you find it. Because consciousness is always the subject and the eternal observer, it cannot become the observed. You can study the parts of yourself that define who you are, such as your conditioned self, ego, persona, past, and mental framework. But your true nature is incomprehensible. It is inseparable from the transcendent, which is frequently called the source or God. Like a ray of sunshine coming from the sun, you are an extension of this magnificent energy. You have a distinct yet complex connection to the source. Like the sun peeking through storm clouds, your inner brightness never goes away. It shines through difficult and cloudy days as well. It never really disappears. We are always like this, internally lighted eternally. Our inner light does not go out. It keeps on steadily making its way through the shadows. The sun and the moon have deep symbolic meaning throughout history and across many ancient cultures. They each symbolize distinct facets of the human experience. The sun has been seen as a representation of life, energy, and enlightenment in many civilizations. An example is ancient Egypt, whose beliefs were centered around the sun god Ra. Ra was seen as the creator of all things, the bringer of light, and the dispenser of wisdom. The sun's daily rise and set reinforced the sense of renewal and rebirth, reflecting the cyclical cycle of life and death. On the other hand, in many ancient cultures, the moon frequently stood for the most mysterious and emotional facets of human existence. For instance, in Hinduism, the moon is associated with the god Chandra, who represents the mind and emotions. It was believed that moods and actions were influenced by the waxing and waning of the moon's light, with the full moon being regarded as a period of heightened emotion and introspection, during which emotions and hidden facets of the self emerged. The sun and moon were closely associated in many ancient societies, representing the twin aspects of existence. The sun symbolized clarity and consciousness, while the moon embodied the depths of the subconscious, emotions and intuition. Together, they created a harmonic and well-balanced depiction of the human experience, serving as a constant reminder that the path through life involves both mystery and clarity as well as light and shadow. Though it is invisible to the unaided eye, this inner light can be felt in the simplest of things, such as the warmth of a sincere smile, the sincerity of a good deed, and the profundity of our compassion. This light shines radiantly when we live authentically and in accordance with our beliefs and passions. But all too frequently, we let this inner light be obscured by the gloom of uncertainty and insecurity. In contrast, we pay attention to the voices of criticism and lose sight of our own inner brilliance. Instead of understanding that our worth is innate, we look outside of ourselves for validation, thinking that it comes from other people. The shadows of life touch every person, regardless of their background or position. But there is a time in every life when the darkest sides of life are revealed. However, these shadows have a great purpose. They reveal the true significance of life itself. You learn from them that there is much more to your existence than just being alive. You get enormous strength from this knowledge, which ultimately vanquishes the darkness. Your viewpoint changes, and you feel a renewed sense of hope. In your darkest moments, remember to connect with your inner light. Remember that everything happens for a reason. Have trust that the light within you will never be completely obscured by darkness. The ability to recognize oneself is what gives this light its potency. You discover your true state when you enter this light. The truth is, no one can take away your inner light unless you give them permission to. Light has the natural ability to find its way along and illuminate even the darkest of paths. Considering yourself to be a creature of light, it only makes sense that you have the innate ability to find your way too. You can recognize and follow your way because of your inner light, which acts as a guiding light for you on your journey. When faced with a decision or choice, your inner light steps into the role of a streetlight, softly illuminating the crossroads so that you have time to consider your options. The light associated with God or the Source, your ultimate light, is like a large spotlight. It constantly illuminates the bigger picture, conscious of what's ahead, what to avoid, and how to move forward. Light is emotionless at its core. It is unbiased and judgment-free. It doesn't judge or decide if your decisions were right or wrong. It only throws its light on your feelings. Its purpose is to enlighten, providing you with the knowledge necessary to decide for yourself. It takes self-acceptance, self-compassion, and self-care to nurture your inner light. It entails respecting your goals and objectives, regardless of how big or tiny they may be. It entails accepting your flaws and growing from your mistakes. It entails staying loyal to who you are even when it's difficult. Your strength is embodied in your light, and it is propelled by the radiance that comes from your core. The real awakening happens when you realize that you are capable of adjusting the brightness of your own inner light, like a dimmer switch. Even after this mortal existence dies, your inner light will never fade. It will remain linked to your soul, shining brilliantly for eternity. I hope you enjoyed this video. See you on the next one. Click to watch now.